Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video. I'm using my cell phone to capture this very quickly. Well, I've got this Singer Heavy Duty completely apart, and started making a little bit of noise. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to go ahead and take it apart and clean it and stuff, and show you guys how to clean the gears and re-oil them and get it all back together. But basically, I just used the Singer manual, the service manual, and there's a link. I'll put a link in this video too where you can download it off my site, but it tells you in your steps how to take every piece of it apart. And what I would do, you're going to have a lot of screws. You see all those screws there, those pieces there, and then over here all these screws. I've got them kind of segmented apart, and remember, from taking them off and doing this, I can put it back together very quickly without any problem. But anyway, what you may want to do is, when you look at the Singer manual, let me find the pages. It's like page 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, and 9 in that area. Okay, you'll see here it says removing the back cover. It shows you the screw there to take out the 2 screws, and then remove screw P, and it'll show you where that one is. And there's Q, and shows you where that one is. I'd label these or put the screws on these squares where you know where they go when you put it back together. And here's the front. Sorry, I'm blocking the light a little bit, but you've got the same thing, taking one out there, and 2 out down here. That's removing the 2 dials off the front of it. But anyway, if you just use this manual, follow it step by step. There's removing the free arm on page 4, and on page 3, removing the external parts is where it starts. So it starts by taking off the side, the bottom, and then the bottom where the bobbin is, and it'll take you step by step all the way down through. Just follow it. And then when it comes time to assemble it back together, you can take this in reverse order. So you do the front cover first, the back cover next, the free arm slab underneath the bobbin next, and then just follow this from the bottom all the way up to the top where the sewing table is, and that'll get you started. But anyway, I wanted to quickly show you, I've had a couple of people tell me that their tension was loose, and when you look at the manual on page 19, I think it is, you find it. Distance between the hook, needle bore height. Let me find the tension. It's in here somewhere. Upper tension adjustments on page 22. So right here, they're showing you, let's see if I can get this around in the light. They're showing you when you're looking down from the top of the machine, they're showing right here that there's a screw that you need to tighten up. It's a little plastic piece in the tension dial that you need to adjust, and it says go forward to make it weaker, or go backwards, turn it backwards to make the tension stronger. So let me show you what they're talking about, because they're kind of pointing right here, and this is what you want to adjust right here. So go ahead and raise your presser foot, and you can do this by taking the front cover and the top off the machine. And so you can get to this area, but you're going to turn this knob right here towards the back, and that's going to tighten the tension on the spring. And I'm going to do mine a little bit tighter. Okay, and then when it goes down, got the tension up, set the tension on 0 before you start adjusting it. And then as you turn it, you can see it pushing the spring tighter and tighter. And I tighten mine up a little bit. because I looked at it before and it was about right there when I had it all the way. So I just turned that about a quarter of a turn and it tightened it up. So that's where you tighten the tension when it gets off, because over time or through shipment or something, this thing can come loose and not have as much tension on that spring. And that's when you'll see that. You'll see tension probably at the 0 level, turn around to the 0 level like that, when it should be at the 4 level or 5 level, something like that. Anyway, turn this little knob right here and raise your foot up, turn your tension to 0, release all the tension off of it, and then you can get in there and you can turn that little knob towards the back to tighten it. If it's too tight, you turn it towards the front. But that's the way you do it. So hopefully that'll answer the question from the people that had it, and I'm going to refer to this in the future. But anyway, I'm going to use this grease lightning that will clean these gears. There's a gear right there that I'm going to clean. I've got the bobbin case out. I'll clean it up. And one other thing that you can see from this, when they tell you to put a spot of oil in the bobbin case, this is the bobbin case. You're oiling this little spot right here where this shaft comes up, because it's going to be turning at that point and putting some friction on this thing. So anyway, there's the shaft when it comes up. That's basically what you're oiling when you put a drop of oil down in the bobbin case. I know it helps to get a visual sometime, but it's trying to keep that loosened up. So, okay, and that is pretty much it for now. I'll get more organized and get my big camera out and start recording, cleaning the gears, regreasing them. If you're going to do this, get on Amazon or wherever you order your supplies from. Order this Tri-Flow clear synthetic grease. That's what we're going to use to reapply grease on this gear right here and the bobbin holder that goes down in there and it attaches to that gear. So we'll do that, and you can also, I'll clean this gear off in here and apply that synthetic grease to it too. The rest of it, you can find this oil just about anywhere. You can find it at Walmart, you can find it on Amazon, and just about any of the sewing supply places will have it too. But this is the sewing machine oil that we're going to use to oil any metal to metal joints to free them up too. So anyway, I think this will be a better video than the one I did before on how to clean the machine and oil it. This way we do everything. And just don't be afraid to take the thing apart, but just mark where the screws go back in. That's the hardest thing if you've never done this to remember. So take them, put them on those pages and those squares. That way you know where they go when you go back in order to reassemble it. And here are all the tools that I used to take it apart. These are my feeler gauges that I'll use when I'm putting things back together, showing how to do it. And I'll put a link to these. You can get these off Amazon. So I'll put a link in this video to where to get those. So you'll need those. And you can look in the manual to see the sizes you need. You need like a 0.03, a 0.05, and a 0.06 or something like that. But anyway, a little short screwdriver. I use this to get the spring off that holds the bobbin in. You'll see what I'm talking about when you get in there. I just need something to clamp onto it. Needle nose pliers will work also. Just something small to get in there and grab a hold of the spring and release it. And the rest of this stuff, I didn't actually use this for anything, so let me move it out of the way. But the rest of it is Phillips, this little bent Phillips and straight head for getting in places. And this one's a straight screwdriver that'll work. This is an Allen head that I needed. It's a 564. You can see it right there at the top. 564 is that littlest one on here. You need that for getting something apart in the bobbin case. And that's it. So it's little Phillips, these little things are great they're made for sewing machines. Getting the bobbin case off and stuff, they're short enough where they kind of stay out of the way. So I think you can find these on Amazon. So, all right, I'll try to search for these and give you links to this stuff and to these. These come in a set of 2, and this is just an oak Craftsman Phillips head that I have. And I think that is everything you need. So anyway, I will start creating a video over the next few days. I don't have time tomorrow, but sometime this week I'll create a video and show you how I put this thing back together. Also, before I do that, how I clean it and oil it and then get it put back together. But the bobbin case on this one had all kinds of junk embedded down here that was coming down through this little shaft here, the area that I couldn't even see. So when I pulled that up, it was underneath that. Those are the kind of things you can't see when your machine starts making some noise, some knocking noises and stuff. And I've done this enough to know that when it does that, I need to take it apart. And this is what a technician would do if you took it in. He'd disassemble it and clean all that stuff out and put it back in, reset the timing, charge you a couple $100 and give it back to you. So anyway, that's it. Hopefully this will get us started, but be looking for the video that I'll post next when I start doing all the other stuff I was telling you about. Hopefully this will answer a bunch of questions, guys. Take care.